Hi, everybody. Bill Culhane, the host of The Big Bid Theory. Very happy, excited to be joined by a couple of friends from over at Murray City, over in the great state of Utah. We have Brenda Moore, who is the Director of Finance and Administration over there at Murray City. Hey, Brenda. And Brooke Smith, who is the City Recorder.
This one.
For Murray City. And Brooke is familiar to some in our audience because you may recall Brooke has actually been a guest on The Big Bid Theory. I guess that was, Brooke, about a year ago or so when we had our little group get together and put together an episode about NIGP Forum. More on that in a second. But anyway, back to Brooke for a moment. We're also going to be hearing from David Nash. I know David doesn't need much of an introduction from many of you, particularly those of you involved in purchasing. And so Brooke, again, has been the City Recorder. And Brooke, correct me if I'm wrong, you've been in government purchasing procurement for about 20 years now. And Brooke has clearly established herself as a leader and somebody who is really changing things for the better across many areas in the world of purchasing. So more on Brooke in a moment, more on Dave in a moment. But first, I want to talk a little bit about the history of the show and then the history about what we're going to be talking about in a moment, the Dave and Beverly Nash Leadership Award. So first of all, starting with the Big Bid Theory, we launched the show about 10 years ago. Our longtime loyal listeners who have been with us since the beginning, you know that in that time, we have visited with a number of people, a congressman, leaders in business, leaders in purchasing. When I talk about industry, we visited with leaders, everything from technology to healthcare, to science, to cybersecurity, public safety. The list goes on. And so about a year ago or so, our team got together and we said, you know what? We're having conversations with all of these tremendous people who are making things better for others and kind of paving the way. We need to come up with an award. Full disclosure, take you behind the curtain. Those of you who have been in the audience for the last number of years, you know that David Nash and I have become friends. And so David doesn't need any introduction, but everybody kind of knows his story. He's been in government purchasing for about 45 years or so, is now retired, of course. Before that, he's an Army veteran. And Dave is one of those kinds of people who is always looking to help others, looking for new and innovative ways. I see Brooke nodding her head. Everybody knows Dave Nash and the things that he's done. So as Dave was retiring, we decided we are going to come up with an award and we're going to name it after Dave Nash and his wife, Beverly, because I think we all agree that it's oftentimes those people back at home, those people who are helping us, whether it be family members or friends, who help us be able to do the things that we do and contribute the things that we're able to offer to others. And so we didn't want to make it the David Nash Award. It's the David and Beverly Nash Award. So there's a long-winded way of kind of giving some background. But again, just for you folks who are maybe not familiar with the show, not familiar with the podcast, you have an understanding of how this award came to be. So over the course of 2024, and Brooke, I think I remember you and I had a conversation at NIGP Forum in Charlotte, and I knew you were going to be a nominee. I didn't want to spill the beans too much, but over the course of 2024, we received a number of nominations as the year went along. And let me just tell you, it was a who's who in the world of purchasing. As a matter of fact, a number of people who have won awards, received awards from a number of other organizations throughout the world of purchasing, to include, but not exclusive to NIGP. So again, it's an all-star cast of nominees, really so exciting. So fast forward, about a month ago, our selection committee convened. And I want to make sure that I get this exactly right. So if you'll bear with me. So the selection committee convened. And again, it was a number of people who are obviously involved in the world of purchasing, but it's a who's who's list there. As a matter of fact, and it's not surprising, a couple of the people who were on the selection committee were actually nominated. They didn't nominate themselves. So let me be clear there. So here we go. Yeah. So we reviewed, we scored, we reported back on the nominations and the criteria. Here we go. So their achievements and contributions to excellence in purchasing, a part of the criteria. We were looking for somebody who supports and champions innovation. Okay, that's a part of the criteria. But you look at the name of the award, the David and Beverly Nash Leadership Award. Leadership and mentorship were very, very highly considered. So David Nash, the namesake, those are all things that, of course, David exemplified and still does today. So fast forward for our nominee who was selected, and I know I'm not being real super secret here, but the comments in the nomination for our 2024 winner, I'm going to quote here: presented at a plenary session at Forum, worked with the team to create content and present, is incredibly knowledgeable about procurement, is especially diligent in understanding and exploring ways to advance procurement, is a pleasure to work with and very knowledgeable. You see where I'm going. Is a staff member of Radio NIGP and regularly collaborates with other members to promote the show, suggest content, etc. Her nomination is summarized by, and again I quote, she deserves to be recognized for her many, all caps, contributions and her clear passion for her profession. So, for the stealthy among our audience, you have probably deduced by now, it is with my greatest honor. I've been in broadcasting for 30 years, okay? And I've done a number of things in broadcasting. I've done presentations before. I've emceed at events before. And I don't know that I've ever been more excited than to announce, Brooke, you are the inaugural winner of the David and Beverly Nash Leadership Award. So many congratulations from everybody here, obviously at the show, but so many friends of yours I know are out there watching, know David Nash, know what he represents. And so forever, through this award, you'll be linked to the David and Beverly Nash Leadership Award.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. This is such a huge honor for me. And when I saw that award coming out, I immediately thought about how great Dave and Beverly are and how he's been a mentor for me growing up in procurement and teaching me. I think I've called him a couple times while he's been golfing and said, "Help me with this procurement question." And I've followed his question of the day, trying to prepare for the test to get that NIGP CPP thing, which he's been a huge help, and it just means so much to me and such an honor that someone would nominate me and also that I would receive this award. So thank you so much for creating this event and having me be a part of this legacy, because it's a great legacy to be part of.
Great words indeed there, Brooke, and I echo everything you said. And I know that in my travels, as I go around the country, and I know I've, of course, bumped into you, and I've been at a number of events, and I don't know that I've ever been at an event where at minimum one person will mention how Dave Nash has helped them. And you mentioned question of the day, and of course that's Dave's baby. And Radio NIGP, when I think maybe I'm a little partial to that, because doing a podcast, I know the work that goes into putting something like this together, that together. And so Dave has his fingerprints all over anything and everything. And I'll say this about you, Brooke. You and I have known each other for a couple of years. And because of the wonders of social media, LinkedIn, et cetera, you can kind of keep up with what people are doing. And I knew you were doing a lot of things, but then I saw your nomination. And I thought to myself, does Brooke ever sleep? Because of all the things that you're doing, not just, and I think that's important as I think about it, because you're not just helping, the good folks there in Murray City or even the great state of Utah, but the contributions that you're making are helping people across the country, whether it be your work through NIGP or what have you, the work that you're doing with artificial intelligence and trying to come up with cool and creative ways that purchasing people can leverage that technology. Of course, that's near and dear to my heart. So yeah, it's an amazing award. So now, and Brenda kind of knows what I'm about to do, and Brooke, you do as well now. We're going to step aside for a moment, and David Nash has some words that he wants to share with Brooke and our audience. So, David, the announcement has been officially made that the inaugural winner of the David and Beverly Nash Leadership Award is Brooke Smith. I know that you're familiar with Brooke. I would just like to get your comments, David, on the announcement, the award, and all that Brooke represents.
Well, thanks a lot, Bill. And I tell you, I'm tickled pink to hear that Brooke got this award. As you said, I've worked with her on Radio NIGP for, I don't know, 2.5, 3 years. And she's just an awesome person. She pops up on my LinkedIn feed periodically, and she's given a presentation someplace, or she's doing something with Radio NIGP, and she's all over the place. And for her to be the first winner of this award is really pretty cool. I couldn't be happier when you told me who had gotten the award.
So when we talk about ideas, themes, things like service, like leadership, what would you like to share? What would you like to impart with our audience?
Yeah, I've over the years, I have more than once told people that I've gotten more out of the volunteering that I've done in my chapter, in my state association, and within IGP National. Being asked to serve on Radio NIGP was like one of the highlights of my career. And certainly being elected president of my state association, God, it's been what, 17, 18 years ago. But I always tell people, stick your toes in the water. Do something at your chapter. Chapters don't survive without people stepping up to the plate and serving on a committee or chairing a committee. And it's a great opportunity for growth. It really is. Like I say, I think I've gotten more out of what I put into these organizations than what I actually put into people you meet. And every time we get together, I remember when we met a couple of years ago in Boston. I just walking around. It's amazing. Forum is such a great event. There's so many committees you can serve on at Forum, and it's just it always felt that it was a great opportunity. Anything that I ever participated in. So for those seeing this podcast later on that you put out, that's the message I would like to put out there: is just get involved.
Well, David, on behalf of everybody, not just here at the Big Bid Theory, but of course, everybody in our purchasing procurement family, thank you so much again, not just for those words, but everything that you have done and everything that you continue to do.
Okay, well, thank you very much. And again, I really appreciate that you stepped forward to do this. And I really hope it grows into something going forward. There's a lot of great candidates out there that I feel are worthy of this award. And looking at Brooke's accomplishments, I'm like, oh my God, it's just unbelievable. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that have done greater things than I have. And it's just, it's amazing for the profession. It really is.
So again, thank you very much to David Nash for taking part in our celebration. And Brenda Moore, I want to mention Brenda because without her contributions kind of helping us do the sleuth work, this presentation ceremony would not have been possible. So Brenda, and a round of applause to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, the crowd is roaring. We'll do a sound effect or something. So I do want to point this out. And again, I'm going to go through some notes here. So I apologize for reading, but I don't want to miss anything. So a personalized award will be on its way to Brooke. We're also going to we're redoing our studio here / office, but we're going to have a perpetual plaque in the studio, kind of as a permanent recognition of the award, what the award represents, and it'll be there. All the annual winners will be listed there as we go through the years. I know I'm not as young as I look, but we're going to keep the show and award going. So we'll have that here in the studio offices for all to see. For more about the award, we're going to be making adjustments to the website as we go over the break, but please visit thebigbidtheory.com for the 2025 award nomination process. We're going to start that in probably Mayish or June of 2025. So we appreciate everybody who submitted nominations in 2024. We look forward to, again, I was blown away by the people who were nominated in 2024. So let's make that happen again in 2025. We have one more episode coming up in 2025. So stay tuned for that. We're going to wrap up 2024 with an absolute special guest. So again, Brooke, many congratulations to you, to all the nominees, to the selection committee. You done good. Brooke Smith deserved that award, and she is a very worthy winner of that award. Excuse me. So to Brooke, to David, to Brenda, all of our friends in Murray City, and all of our audience listening/watching out there, thank you so much, and we wish you the very best.
Thank you, Bill, and the Big Bid Theory. We appreciate it. Such an honor.